Hey guys, what's up? It's Neka Agnes Wachaku on Podcast Diaries number 23. This is a live recording. This is a live recording. So there's three things that I want to talk about today, guys. Thank you so much for the support from the last podcast, Sex Before Marriage. Today's thoughts are, number one, my content complaints. Number two, my thoughts on gold diggers. And number three, does it make you a prostitute if you ask your ex for financial help? First off, let me start off with the content complaints. What I mean by content complaints, what I'm trying to say is a lot of people don't like the fact that I cuss in my podcast. By all means, if my content is not for you, it's just not for you. I'm not offended. It's okay if you don't see my vision. At the end of the day, my podcast is not meant for little kids. My podcast is meant for grown people who understand where I'm coming from. I'm not saying little kids don't deserve a podcast, but what I'm saying is, if grown adults are complaining about my content, you shouldn't be listening to it. It's just that simple. I make content to help people learn from my mistakes. I've been through some things, and although I'm not perfect, which I have explained multiple times, I need people to understand that I'm not perfect. Meaning that my content might have obscene language. It might have some things in it that you might not agree with, and that's okay. I'm not mad about that. But for you to criticize my content, that's not right. And I'm getting criticism from people who have listened to it, but they're not making comments on my podcast. That's okay. They'll still listen to it. Anyway, let's dive into the topic. The topic for today is gold diggers. My honest thoughts. Let's start off with the definition of a gold digger. A gold digger is someone who pursues men with money, and only men with money. I have no issues with it, as long as the two parties have an agreement. What I mean by that is, if this grown-ass man that has money, he knows he has money, she knows he has money, he knows that she might not be as rich as him, but he gets with her because she's attractive, right? She gets with him not necessarily because of his attraction, not necessarily because, he's her type, but because he has money, right? It only becomes an issue when she is not fully honest about her intentions. What I mean by that is, if she gets into a relationship, courtship, situationship with a man that has money, and she doesn't lay it out to him ahead of time, like, I'm looking for a sugar daddy, I'm looking for a man with money, I'm looking for a man that can take care of me, that's when it becomes a problem, But when you are completely honest, there's nothing wrong with that. If there's an agreement between the two parties, there's nothing wrong with that. Just as long as you're being completely honest. Because sometimes these men with money, they go after a specific type of woman. A lot of these men with money, they go after younger women, or they go after women who, look very attractive. So my thing is, if you want a very attractive woman, and, you don't really care per se if she has money or not, you just have to understand that you're going to be used for your money. I'm not saying it's right, but you just have to understand that. Like I said, it's only an issue when the woman doesn't disclose her true intentions. And, a lot of times women, we don't really disclose our true intentions, and we make the man look bad. We make him feel like, man, fuck all women. I can't trust women. I can't deal with women that only want me for my money. But it's like, has she been honest from the beginning, there wouldn't be an issue, right? Right. So I just feel like all parties need to just be honest. Just be honest about what your intentions are. If your intentions are just sex, casual sex, be honest about that. If your intentions are only money, be honest about that. Just don't keep it hidden what your intentions are, because once you hide what your true intentions are, that's when there's a lack of communication. That's where there's frustration. That's where there's a problem. And that's when I have an issue. You guys let me know what your thoughts are about that. Gold diggers, they don't bother me because I'm not a rich man. So, gold diggers, they're not coming after me. But I am a woman. And sometimes I do find it kind of hard to meet a man that's financially stable, that can take care of me, because I do want a man that can take care of me. I want to take care of him too, but I want him to take care of me because I feel like I deserve it. So, would I mind dating a man that doesn't have the financial means? I wouldn't mind. I've dated men who didn't have money like that. I've also dated men who had, financial means to take care of me and himself. But having to say that, I just feel like nowadays people just don't understand the meaning of relationships anymore. You have to give and take. A lot of men, they say they want that they want a feminine woman. They want a woman that's feminine. They want a woman that can take care of the house. But how is she able to do that if she's always working? I don't understand how a man expects a woman to be a woman and a man at the same time. You complain about, oh, she's too masculine, she's too this, she's too that. But it's like, she's got to be masculine because you're not doing your part. But a lot of times it's usually men who don't have money like that. It's a lot of times the men who are complaining about gold diggers and women who only want men for money are usually the ones who don't got money like that. I'm pretty sure there's some men out there who got money who complain about women who only want them for their money. But those types are very rare. It just seems like the ones who complain about gold diggers are the ones who don't got money like that. And, they want a specific type of woman, but that specific type of woman you're looking for, she's looking for a man with money that can take care of her. You gotta understand, what don't men understand? You don't want to commit to me. You don't want to be my husband. You don't want to, make me your wife. You don't want to do anything tangible. You don't want to offer me anything but sex. So with that being said, this ties into my next topic, which is, does it make a woman a prostitute if she's asking her ex for some financial help? No, I don't think it makes her a prostitute. If a woman asks her ex-boyfriend, her ex-husband, her ex-significant other for help, there's nothing wrong with that. Because I feel like for so many years, you and this individual were intimate. Intimate. You got prostitutes, women who work on the corner, who work for money. They work not because they want to have sex with that man, but because they need money. So what I'm saying, what I mean by that is, okay, a lot of people have a problem with these prostitutes, but a lot of these prostitutes, I'm not saying that, that line of work is the best line of work. No, I'm not condoning prostitution. What I'm saying is, a prostitute, or a woman that, works in a corner, a woman basically that does sex work. She's being upfront with you. She's being honest with you about her intentions. Now, women who have sex for free. There's some women out here who are freaks, who have sex with different men, and they don't get anything out of it other than just the sex. And what I'm saying is, after my, past relationships that I've had with, men, and I'm talking about honest relationships. I'm talking about relationships where I actually love these men. Where I actually have deep feelings for these men. It didn't work out. And in these relationships, I found myself giving too much of myself. So, prime example. without going too much in depth. If you're dealing with a financial situation where you need some financial help, and you no longer are in a relationship, you don't have a man that you can depend on, because a lot of times women don't want to help each other. A lot of times women don't want to help each other. They they just act funny about it, but what can you do about it? So what do? You ask a man. Sometimes a man is more willing to help a woman out. So what's wrong with a woman asking a man that she knows personally, not her having sex, not her, doing sex work, but she's asking a man that she knows, a man that she used to be intimate with, a man that knows her. What's wrong with that? At one point, he was taking care of her anyway. So what's the matter with her asking him for some financial help if he can help her? I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong with a woman asking a man for financial help. A man that she knows. I'm not talking about a random man on the street. I'm talking about a man that she's known for years. I'm talking about a man that she used to live with. I'm talking about a man that she used to cohabitate with. I'm talking about a man that used to say I love you to her, and she used to say I love you to him. There's nothing wrong with a woman asking her ex for money. I mean, he was comfortable enough to get some pussy from you. I mean, for years, you and this man have been sleeping together for years. You mean to tell me that you've been sleeping with this man for years and you can't go to him for some money? There's nothing wrong with a woman going to a man that she used to deal with and asking him for financial help. It's better than her going to a random man and using him. No, it's not using your ex if you ask him for some money, and vice versa. Sometimes a man might need help and he might go to his ex. Maybe the man might not have any money. Yeah, I'm flipping it around. Maybe the man might not have any money. And his ex-girlfriend, his ex-wife might have money. What's wrong with him asking his ex-wife or ex-girlfriend for some money? He used to deal with her. They used to be with each other at one point. And sometimes people sometimes people have a hard time earning money. Sometimes it's not about laziness. Sometimes it's not about, I don't want to work. I don't want to make any money or earn any money. Sometimes it's not about not earning money or wanting to earn money. It's not always about not wanting to earn money. Sometimes it's about the cards that you're dealt with. So, not to get too hyped, I'm going to leave it off of that. You guys just take that into consideration. Thank you guys for the support. Thank you for your help. Thank you for listening. And, most importantly, I want to thank my family members, the ones that actually genuinely listen. Like, for example, my mom. I want to give a shout out to my mom. She's always been there for me through thick and thin, even when she couldn't be there for me. And it's interesting. My mom listens to my podcast. The only issue she has is with my cuss words. She can't stand the fact that I cuss in my podcast. But I do want to give a shout out to my mother. Thank you so much for listening to me and supporting me, even when you didn't really understand what I was talking about. And I also want to shout out all the people who do support me genuinely and who care about me and genuinely care about me. Appreciate you guys. Thank you. Have a blessed night.